Rehabilitated Tamale International Airport airlift first batch of pilgrims to Jeddah. Ghana Police Service to deal with men who engage in criminality. Hello, good evening. Welcome to News Hour, coming to you from Broadcasting House here in Accra. My name is Gifty AG.
I am Shirley, and Robert Fimpon Manso is our sign language interpreter for tonight.
And other stories. President John, the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College has conferred 2 different categories of degree on 79 persons, including security personnel and civilians from various African countries. The credentials are the Past Staff College PSC and Master of Science in Defense and International Politics under the Course 37 program. The reviewing commander of the occasion, Vice President Kwesi Arthur, told the graduate to uphold the values and tenet of the security profession.
The 2015-2016 class of the Course 37 was made up of personnel from Ghana, Sierra Leone, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Zambia, Nigeria, Liberia, Botswana, South Africa and Tanzania. The 79 graduates studied modern security, African politics, international politics and diplomacy, defense management, conflict zone and exclusive economic zone management. Special attention was given to the study of terrorism and counter-terrorism due to the current scale and frequency of the phenomenon. The students also benefited from an African study tour. Some information available at the college indicates that there has been a huge demand from other African countries for products of the center. As a result, the college is undergoing expansion to increase the intake of students in the future. A PhD in defense and international politics is soon to be introduced.
GTV has indeed positioned itself to fill that critical gap in our national policy space by providing our civilian counterparts with a blend of academic excellence, sound leadership, and military discipline to contribute effectively in our socio-economic development.
Vice President Kwesi Arthur urged the college to constantly review its programs to meet contemporary needs and demands.
The complexities and immediacy of the global challenges demands that officers develop a broad outlook to appreciate security issues both on and off the battlefield. You defend not only national territories, but now, because of global terrorism, you have to operate and understand what is happening in other parts of the world. As pioneers, you have a duty to prove the value of the knowledge you have acquired. Because there's nobody ahead of you whose standards you'll be judged by. So you have to set the standards.
Deserving students were awarded for distinguishing themselves during the course. Major P.A. Hoffman received the Honor Graduate Award for emerging as the overall best student. A former Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Hamidu, who was instrumental in the establishment of the college in 1976, was also honored for his contribution. A building at the entrance of the college has been renamed Hamidu Hall.
The Ministry of the Interior is cautioning the public against hiring the services of private security organizations that have not been properly registered. Speaking on GBC24's current affairs program, Moment Tonight, ahead of the 2016 elections, the Chief Director of the Ministry of the Interior, Mrs. Adelaide Anokumi, said private security organizations do not have the right to detain people suspected of committing crimes, but must immediately hand them over to the police.
Chief Director of the Ministry of the Interior, Mrs. Adelaide Anokumi, called on private security organizations in the country to stay away from the act of arresting individuals they regard as criminals.
Once the person is not found or registered in the mainstream of a private security organization, you do so at your own peril. I mean, if something happens, you cannot hold anybody responsible. So you have personally decided to engage that person. Whether the person is fit or not, I mean, it's at your own peril. It's your private arrangement with that person to oversee your property. So we have a lot of house helps and other people rendering services to us. And if it doesn't fall within the purview of the private security organization, I think that's your own responsibility.
Mrs. Anokumi advised private security operators to collaborate with the police in arresting such suspects. She explained that private security organizations are not permitted to use arms in their duties.
Well, they cannot effect arrest. In fact, by the regulation, they are not even supposed to carry arms. As the guards of the respective security organizations are not supposed to bear arms. So to a very large extent, they cooperate with the police and also provide information when there's a need to make such arrest. You can, as it were, provide the information and lead whoever is in contention to the police station. You cannot, as it were, on your own effect arrest, because arrest entails other things. You have to handcuff the person, you have to put the person into some confinement and so on. So you have to do that in collaboration with the Ghana police. So the best thing is to, as it were, ensure that the person is held in check and report immediately to the police for the police to come and effect the arrest.
And still on security, the Ghana Police Service says it will not cover up for any service personnel who dents the image of the service by engaging in criminality. This follows the murder and robbery attack on a GCB Bank bullion van by 2 police personnel at Mame Krobo Junction in the Afram Plains. The police administration says it is likely they will withdraw their services to the residents of Donkokrum and Tiase following an attack and vandalization of police barracks and stations in those communities after the robbery incident.
The vandalization and burning of police barracks and station at Donkokrum occurred when residents of the 2 communities went on the rampage. This was against the police service after 2 policemen and a civilian who had been arrested for murder and attempted robbery escaped from the police at Nkoko. While in the process of being transported to Koforidua, the 3-man gang suspected to have robbed a Ghana commercial bank bullion van absconded. They are Hasifu Mohammed, a taxi driver, and 2 policemen, Corporal Elvis Solomon Mensah and Lance Corporal Daniel Kisi Abrokwa. This sparked demonstration in Donkokrum and Tiase.
No single person who has a hand in this act of criminality will escape the wrath of the law. The practice of attacking the police and police offices and accommodation facilities and logistics at the least provocation is becoming too rampant. This impunity must stop. The police are determined to stamp this evil behavior out of our society once and for all, and the Donkokrum incident will be used as a test case.
The Police High Command said such demonstration and vandalization was uncalled for because they had given the assurance that the culprits will be rearrested. Currently, the said suspects have been rearrested.
All those who will be arrested in connection with this incident will be prosecuted to serve as a deterrent to would-be trouble causers. Apart from this, communities which attack their police and damage their police stations will suffer a close down of their stations and will not be reopened until they have renovated and reconstructed them at their own expense.
The IGP said they would investigate the attacks on their colleagues and facilities in Donkokrum and Tiase.
The police administration will in no vain try to condone any act of lawlessness and discipline, criminality on behalf of any policeman. No policeman will be spared when he's found to have done anything contrary to the law. After all, nobody is above the law. We are here just to make sure that the law is obeyed. We are not the law itself. So I don't see the reason why anybody should try to take the law into its own hands to do these atrocious acts that were done in Donkokrum. We don't see any reason at all for those acts that were meted out to the policemen there in Donkokrom.
So far, a team of about 100 police personnel have been deployed to Donkokrom and Tiase to ensure safety in the area.
GBC24's Winifred Efum was adjudged first runner-up in the maiden edition of the Face of Open Defecation Free Media feature and photo contest. It is part of efforts towards attaining the national goal of an open defecation-free Ghana by 2020. The program is under the auspices of UNICEF in collaboration with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development and Global Affairs Canada.
It is estimated that about 1 billion people are forced to practice open defecation around the world. The extent of open defecation in communities presents serious health challenges. In Ghana, the highest rate of open defecation is in the Upper East region. As part of its commitment to improve basic sanitation in the country, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development partnered UNICEF and the Ghana Journalists Association (GJA) to launch the Face of Open Defecation Free Media feature and photo contest in December 2015. The contest seeks to involve the media to drive forward the message to stop open defecation.
One day, just doing my regular business errands and things in Accra. 5 different incidents of open defecation and free-range practices in Accra. It's crazy. One of the main challenges to reducing open defecation is that the links between open defecation, health, and socioeconomic development are not well known in Ghana.
I'm hoping that with this little initiative, that over the next couple of years, really we find a way of telling the story adequately from all the different angles, that the Ghanaian public really begins to understand it, and that the behaviors start shifting significantly.
Out of 19 entries that were received from journalists from various media houses, 8 articles and features were adjudged the best. At the maiden award ceremony, Gabriel Obodai Togboashon of Metro Television took the 3rd position with a story on the attitude underlining open defecation. GBC24's journalist Winifred Efum won the first runner-up with a story on open defecation at Akpauman. Jamila Okechiri of Daily Guide was the overall winner with a story on ending open defecation, a right denied. Other winners include Dominic Logie of GBC Radio, Zadok Kwame JC of the Graphic Communications Group, Kafui Kanye of GNA, and Nyadro Adaunti Nelson Jr. of Diamond FM.
This initiative, I think we are not going to end over here. At our various levels, if we are to go ahead, by the year that we have set for ourselves, by the year 2020, we will eradicate open defecation in this country.
Some of the award winners spoke to GBC24.
It just started as a normal feature story, and here I am today. I must say I'm very thankful to God and my crew members, Bernard and Aaron. They did very well for me on that day. After this contest is not going to end there. I'm sure we are going to propagate the message of open defecation and put that act to the barest minimum.
My school was just behind the bush, the aviation park wireless in Lasso. As a child, I used to go there, but I felt it wasn't the best because there were occasions where some of my colleagues were falling sick. So passing through to become a journalist, I felt that, yes, now I had the tool to use in advocating to ensure that the situation actually improved.
The work of the media can't stop. We still need to move forward. We still need to do more stories. There's still more engagement with government and civil society. And I think as a media, we play our role of making sure that people are informed of the effect so that they can take the appropriate decisions to end open defecation.
Away from that story, President John Mahama has seen off the first 500 prospective pilgrims from the 3 regions of the north to Jeddah for the 2016 Hajj. This is the first direct commercial flight to have taken off from the newly rehabilitated Tamale Airport. The rest of the pilgrims have been scheduled to depart on Saturday and Sunday, August 20 and 21.
History was made today following the airlifting of pilgrims from Tamale to Jeddah. The first batch of 500 pilgrims took off in a Boeing 747 at exactly 3:42 this afternoon for Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. This is the first time pilgrims are taking off from the Tamale Airport, which has seen some expansion works over the last 2 years. Ministers of State, district chief executives, traditional rulers, and the national chief imam were all present on the occasion. The Northern Regional Minister, Abdallah Abubakar, described the occasion as historic for the people of the 3 northern regions in particular and the country as a whole. He said the event marks the beginning of a new era in the development of the country. The managing director of Ghana Airports Company, Charles Asari, said the airport will open up the Savannah ecological zone for business and economic growth. He assured the public that the Ghana Airports Company will ensure the safety of the passengers. The Minister for Transport, Mr. Fifi Fiavekwete, said the airport provides an alternative to the Kotoka International Airport and to meet international requirements for an alternative airport from the main one.
This event has seen the uplift of the first batch of our Muslim pilgrims directly from Tamale Airport to Jeddah. This is a dream come true. I wish to seize the opportunity to profusely thank His Excellency the President for finding time out of his very busy schedule to be here with us today. The Ghana Airport Company embarked on the upgrade of the Tamale Airport as part of government's development objective of creating an alternative airport to the Kotoka International Airport, as well as to facilitate the development of the northern part of our country. The aim of this project is also to see to the uplift of pilgrims from this part of the country directly to Mecca. This dream, as we witness today, has become a reality, as the first flight to Jeddah has taken off just a few minutes ago.
President John Mahama paid tribute to the late President John Evans Atta Mills, saying the project is in fulfillment of a promise that the late president made to the people in 2008. He said the airport is part of government's objective of expanding opportunities to the people of the North.
Indeed, as the aircraft lifted off, I felt an inner glow observing the very beautiful spectacle of the Boeing 747 taking off the just completed runway of the Tamale International Airport. I give thanks to Allah for giving us this day and for preserving our lives and giving us good health to be here to witness what we just saw. But in our celebration of today, as we for the first time see the airlift of our kith and kin from Tamale directly to the Holy Land, let us remember to pray for the soul of our departed leader, my brother, my friend, my mentor, Professor John Evans Atta Mills. Because it is Professor John Atta Mills who in 2008 here in Tamale made that promise that if he was elected President of the Republic of Ghana, he will convert Tamale Airport into an international airport.
The National Chief Imam Sheikh Osman Nuhu Shaributu commended government, especially President John Dramani Mahama, for reducing the annual struggle that Ghanaian pilgrims go through and urged Ghanaians to pray for the nation and the president.
President John Mahama describes it as Ghana's second major hydrocarbon project after Jubilee. The 10 field has poured its first oil this week, and it will produce 73,000 barrels of crude oil per day and 3,000 standard cubic feet of gas. The official ceremony to mark the breakthrough took place at Takoradi in the Western region. Observers say the project would boost energy supply and enhance quality of life of the Ghanaian.
Officials on their way to the oil rig. Petroleum exploration in Ghana's 10 field represent one of the largest in sub-Saharan Africa. The 7 billion joint venture between Government of Ghana and Italian oil giant ENI has poured its first oil. The FPSO at Tamils, the vessel tapping the resource, also chalks its first anniversary in Ghana's waters. Even though oil prices have not been on the ascendant, analysts say a production of 73,000 barrels of crude could prove very important to revenues. Again, when it starts gas supplies to the Tuabo gas processing plant by 2018, it will inch up gas reserves, which is needed to meet domestic energy demands. Hydropower is cheaper than gas, which is also cheaper than light crude. Within this pool, the government appears to opt for gas in the short term, following discoveries in the TERN field. The acting president of the Western Regional House of Chiefs, Nana Kwesi Agyeman, who is also the paramount chief of Lower Discov, urged the government to apply resources to develop the country, particularly the Western region, in whose offshore waters the new discovery is pumping the black gold.
We also want to thank you for all the development projects that you are being undertaken in this region. To be honest and frank, under your government, this region has not been denied a share of the national cake. Even though, like Oliver Trace, we will continue to ask for more, which we are still doing behind the scenes. We pray that you will give serious attention and consideration to some of our demands.
Petroleum Minister is Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa.
The gas that will come on stream early next year will help Ghana inch towards its target of ensuring that 80% of our thermal plants are gas-based generation. This, together with the anticipated gas production from the Sankofa Jinyame project that is expected, God willing, by 2018, will ensure our long-term energy security, a key catalyst for our transformation agenda.
President John Mahama expressed delight that the local content law is being adhered to. At least 30 Ghanaians manning the oil vessel had on-the-job training before it set sail from Singapore. The president said oil production will prove critical to his plans for the country if he wins a second term.
This will provide more jobs for the Ghanaian youth as a whole and improve disposable incomes and enhance purchasing power of our people. As I speak right here in the Western region, the Wankang Ceramics Limited has acquired 60 acres of land at the Free Zones Enclave within the Sekondi Industrial Park and is investing $50 million to set up a factory for the production of ceramic tiles and other ceramic products right here in Ghana.
An international tribunal gave Ghana the go-ahead to continue petroleum exploration in disputed waters after neighboring Côte d'Ivoire raised the red flag. According to officials, Ghana's petroleum industry has created some 7,000 jobs, and new oil contracts is worth about $7 billion. Napoleon Atukito reporting.
Presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party, Nana Akufo-Addo, has promised to reduce the tax burden on Ghanaians and improve their cost of living. Nana Addo was addressing party faithful within the Klote-Kole constituency in Accra.
Flanked by ranking members of his campaign team, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was met with cheers from artisans at his first port of call, Odona Garages.
Na Odona Garage for me pacho mutie me. Mutie. Se ye benye adwuma ye wo Ghana ha na edina se ye betu kata se sheni proyase.
Ranking members like Abu Jinapo, Stephen Asamoah Boateng and Kunedu Apreku, as well as the candidate for Klote-Kole, Lawyer Philip Addison took turns to address supporters. The leadership of the Association of Garages enlisted their concerns, for which reason they pleaded with Nana Akufo-Addo to resolve when he comes to power.
Artisans no on my training was added on.
Among the promises he made, Nana Addo said he will reduce the tax burden on Ghanaians and ensure that the needs of the informal sector are addressed to make them thrive.
Bamonso sono ahode no ba mafa me koso ene ahoto no ba o mafa no me ba be me ya momoa de dikan e to no e do so do taxes are too much I don't have man kwa adwuma e for poso ye ba dia ba be hwe ye betete fa nyina aso ye ba betete buru na dodo no so e wo hia ye no so ye ba betwam ya makwan sika no bedi bokoto ko mu a na mo so betu di ayebo adwuma e ma tumi afa kofo bi so aba abeka.
The campaign trail made whistle stops to address market women at Agbogbloshie, while en route to address party faithful at CMB and then to Tudu. Traffic came to a standstill as mobs of party faithful poured onto the streets to express their support to Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP. Sarah for GBC24, Accra.
Still live on News Hour on GBC24. The Electoral Commission has taken note of some challenges arising during the continuous voter registration exercise that took place across the country. These include higher than expected and anticipated turnout of registrants at some centres, network challenges, and power outages at some registration centres. In view of these challenges, the Commission has taken the following steps. It has directed the extension of the registration exercise to 8 p.m. today across the country, and all persons who are unable to register today would have another opportunity to register on Friday, 26th August 2016. The exercise will be extended to Saturday, 27th August 2016 to cater for areas with high numbers and backlogs created by system challenges. You're still live on News Hour on GBC24. There's more news ahead. Please stay with us.
Again, it's Friday. My name is Maurice Ogbete. In business tonight, Minister for Finance Seth Terkper will not present the entire 2017 budget to Parliament when he goes to the House in November. At a forum in Accra, a Deputy Minister for Finance, Mr. Kesala Toforsin, said Parliament will only approve expenditure for the first 3 months of 2017 just to run government machinery in the first quarter of the year. This will make way for any party that emerges winner in the 2016 elections to approve a new budget.
Bearing in mind that this is an election year, we are only going to Parliament to present to Parliament an opportunity to draw on the vote on account for the first 3 months of next year, January, February, and March, for the purposes of running the government. Bearing in mind that in 2017, there's going to be a president who will start a new government. Obviously, what it will mean is that he's going to form a new cabinet. Nobody knows what his ministers will be, and Parliament in 2017 will now approve the budget for 2017, of which they're going to oversee. Because if you get this Parliament to approve the 2017 budget, well, they are not going to be the same Parliament that is going to oversee. Nobody knows whether Osumesi is still going to be a member of Parliament there, or the committee chairs are going to be different or the same. So it is for that purpose. But what we're doing now is to prepare a draft budget. We expect that the new administration will present before Parliament, before March. So because you remember that, as I said, it's for the first quarter. So this should be done before the end of March. Other than that, from 1st of April, we will not have money to spend.
At this point, we go over to the interbank market and get latest update on how the local currency is performing. We also get latest prices of gold, cocoa and oil on the international commodities market. And that was business.
Good evening. You are watching the health segment brought to you by FPAC Blows Your Pain Away. My name is Evans Echampon. Health experts say from birth to 2 years of age, infants should be weighed at least once every month. This is to monitor the growth of the child. Weight gain signifies that a child is healthy and is developing well. The health desk takes a look at the processes involved in weighing a child and some challenges that the parents and health workers face at the clinics.
From birth to age 2, children are weighed regularly to assess their growth. This helps parents and health workers to identify health challenges that may affect a child's development. Babies are weighed at birth and when they are 5 days old, and subsequently every month. Health workers say parents or guardians must visit the clinic for their babies to be weighed. Weights gained by babies vary depending on factors such as genetics and whether a baby is well fed, either with breast milk or formula. This can help early detection of faltering growth for appropriate action to be taken.
When they come to weighing, we give them health promotion talks on various topics like prevention of diarrhea, how to take care of their children to prevent malnutrition. We also give them immunization.
Every child has a growth chart that keeps track of his or her growth. It shows whether the child is growing appropriately for his or her age. At a clinic for weighing, the child's weight is marked with a dot on the growth chart. The dots will produce a line that shows how well the child is growing. If the line goes up, the child is doing well. A line that stays flat or goes down is a cause for concern. A child's height can be tracked on the chart. Then a child who is not gaining enough weight or height over 1 or 2 months may be given more nutritious food. At the Odumine Health Center in the Amasaman district, a 1.5-year-old girl who was malnourished and weighed 5 kilograms has a replenished energy and nourishment now and currently weighs 10.5 kilograms. According to the health workers, they saw the girl at a clinic at Manhia in the Amasaman district when they embarked on an outreach program. She was then referred to the Oduman Health Center for a proper nutrition treatment. The health workers were able to revive her with a food supplement known as plumpy nut. Due to her condition, she attended weighing on a weekly basis, and this improved her health status. To some nursing mothers, visiting the health center every month for weighing is important. However, due to some challenges they face in the process, they are unable to attend the clinics. One of the challenges is the shortage of paper-based child health record or a weighing card. Almost all hospitals, clinics and CHIPS compounds nationwide have been operating without weighing cards for over a year now. This has compelled managers to rely on improvised means to keep records of lactating mothers and their children. The weighing card serves as a guide to caregivers on breastfeeding, immunization, home care management, nutrition and family planning, and therefore remains an effective tool to promote child health. In place of the weighing card, the nursing mothers are given a single card on which information of children are recorded. They are sometimes given yellow cards or exercise books in place of the weighing cards. At the Oduma Health Center, weighing takes place under a tree.
Most of our outreach points in these districts are held under the mercy of the weather. In most places where we are not fortunate to have churches give us their rooms to have CWC, we do it under the mercy of the weather. We've made a bit of effort where some of the assemblies have collaborated with us to give us space. But yes, most of our outreach points are done in open spaces without tables, without chairs, and it's a lot of challenge for us.
Some mothers complain that sometimes during weighing sessions, snakes fall from the tree.
We sit under a tree. There are snakes on the tree and they fall on us sometimes. We do not have seats. We do not even have weighing carts.
The mothers are optimistic that the government will provide the center with a convenient place to weigh their babies. This, they say, will encourage more mothers to attend such clinics to monitor the health needs of their babies as required.
And that's all time will allow us tonight. The health segment was brought to you by FPAC Blows Your Pain Away. International news comes up next. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. In sports, Jamaica's Usain Bolt won his third Olympic 200-meter final last night, finishing in a time of 19.78 seconds. He's the first man to ever win 3 Olympic medals in the 200.
The 29th edition of the Accra Milo Marathon has been launched. This year's event is being held without the under-15 category.
The 29th edition of the Accra Milo Marathon has been billed for Wednesday, September 21 this year. It is expected to attract 10,000 runners who will be vying for the 15,000 Ghana cedis cash prize at stake. This year's event has been christened Every Champion Starts by Taking the Giant Step. It will be contested in 2 categories. The mass category, which will cover a distance of 42.2 kilometers for adults and 5 kilometers non-competitive fun race to encourage families to work out for physical health. The mass race will start at the Nungwa Police Barrier through the principal streets of Accra, whilst the fun race commences at the Salvation Army at Koligono to the Dansuman Kifit Club. The launch at the premises of Nestle Ghana Limited saw the attendance of former Black Stars captain Stephen Appiah, the Minister of Tourism Elizabeth Ofosu-Jare and the Deputy Madam Jifa Gomashi, and a host of other personalities. The president of the Dansuman Kifit Club, Daniel Welbeck, promised another exciting event.
There will be no under-15 race this year, and its suspension is attributable to the following reasons. 1, we just want to encourage family bonding moments together on a fun and exciting platform with parents and children. 2, it is also a way of getting children to help support a worthy cause of donating shoes to the underprivileged in the society. Please note that all previous runners in the under-15 race still have an opportunity to run in the fun run covering 5 kilometers.
The Tourism Minister, Mrs. Elizabeth Ofosu-Jare, was hopeful the event will bring in more tourists.
The Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts will continue to be
an ally of things that bring people to this country. If this will not be the best, it will be like what we've had previous years.
The Human Resource Manager of Nestle Ghana, Antoinette Ako, said they will continue to identify talent for the country.
Every step taken in the fund run will go towards providing a pair of shoes to an underprivileged child in the country to make their first step towards becoming champions in sports and in life. This year, Milo has pledged to donate up to 4,000 pairs of shoes to be distributed in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service.
Registration for the event starts on Friday, August 19 to Monday, September 19.
A level 200 student of the University of Ghana, Geraldine Atasapo, has been crowned Miss Tourism 2016. The 19-year-old student of Family and Consumer Science beat 12 other contestants to grab the crown and sash. As the tourism queen for this year, Miss Sapo is to use her position to promote tourism among the youth, as well as work on sanitation projects during her reign.
It's become a norm that the University of Ghana female students are unmatched in most beauty pageant contests in Ghana. This has made people wondering if beauty pageant is taught at the university as an academic discipline. The first and second runners-up positions went to Miss Maya Opoku and Miss Daniela Akofa Awuma, respectively. Miss Sapo is an old student of Infantsman Girls Senior High School, where she held the position of an assistant compound prefect and assistant captain of the school's basketball team. She had her primary and junior high school education at the Queensland International School. Geraldine Sapo promises to expose the people of Ghana to the rich Ghanaian culture while selling Ghana to the world and tackling the issue of poor sanitation.
Thank you for watching the news on your news channel GBC24 and GTV. News tonight is at 10:30. Please make a date. Good evening.